Have you ever thought about the difference between a rinseless wash and a waterless wash? Well, we're gonna dive deeper into that exactly and give you the answers that you need. So first, here we have Armour Detail Supply Adapt. Now this is their waterless wash. This is something that you would use when you're going to the car show or you need a quick maintenance. You get some bug droppings on your car, and that's simply where Adapt is gonna shine. Simply spray on and you're gonna trust it with a microfiber towel from the right company, which is the Eagle Edges 500 Gray. The rinseless wash right here is gonna be a little bit more of a sledgehammer, something that is really gonna flush out all those heavy grits that are stuck on this car right here where the lower rocker panels would be. In conjunction with water, this is gonna be a perfect pre-treatment just to encapsulate, emulsify some of that grime. We're gonna be able to do a safe contact wash with this rinseless. Those are the two differences between these two. Like I said, although they may have similar functions, there are gonna be different applications for these in different areas of the vehicle. Rinseless wash is gonna be perfect for the winter weathers. And of course, we have it diluted here, 256:1 in our rinseless wash bucket. It says rinse, but it's a rinseless wash bucket for this one. We basically are going to use an IK Multi Pro 2 as our pre-treatment tool. And instead of diluting it separately with Hero and measuring it from the actual container, we already have a pre-made solution here. So I'm simply just gonna dunk the canister in here to fill up this IK. Just make sure that the canister is clean, which it is. Fill it up to the desired amount that I need. We wanna leave a little bit of an air pocket right in between. I'm not sure if the camera can pick this up. I'm leaving a little bit of air in between because that's how the sprayers simply work. With the chamber, I'm gonna apply that on right there. Twist it, lock it in. Don't lock it in too tight. There's an O-ring in there, and if you go too tight, you can actually damage that. And we're simply gonna start pumping this IK. Since this container is full, there you go. You heard that little hiss. Pumping was gonna be quite easy. If you had your liquid down here, you'd require a little bit of pumping to it. Now that we're ready to go, we're simply gonna pre-treat the vehicle from the hood to the side panel, the doors, the windows, and I'm actually going to be saving a little bit of the backside for Adapt. Because again, different situations for Armour Detail Supply Hero and Armour Detail Supplies Adapt. In this case, Hero is gonna be doing quite a bit of the flushing. Like there's a few grits that I see here, heavier contaminants. This is where rinseless wash shines, all right? First, I'm gonna start with the windshield. So again, it's like I'm painting a wall. I'm not just randomly spraying everywhere. I am getting the front of the vehicle too, because it is one of the most high impact areas of a vehicle, and the lower ones as well. Get the side mirrors. I'm painting the car again. Not literally, but you know what I mean. Making my way back up. So I can see that there are some heavy grimes close to the lower rocker panels. So I'm actually going to loosen up this nozzle here so I get more of a jet stream. All right, so I'm gonna pump it up more. See these nasty grimes right here? I don't want that when I'm doing the actual wash. And again, this is where rinseless wash shines with the IK Multi Pro 2. It's simply gonna flush everything out. See all that nasty grime come off? Boom. It's just gonna knock off some of the heavier stuff, making it a little bit safer for when we do the actual contact wash. All right, so of course we're not gonna forget about pre-treating the wheels here. We're definitely gonna have to. We're gonna give it a good amount of coverage, make sure we're saturating that. By the way, I did refill this IK sprayer into the arches. Tackle the inside here. So now that the vehicle is pre-treated, we're simply just gonna get the pressure washer. That way we can assist this in knocking off as much grime as possible. Rinseless wash here with Armour Detail Supplies Hero has already encapsulated some grime, and it already has lifted off some dirt as well. And we can easily blast this off for a safer contact wash. Let's grab the pressure washer. We use the pressure washer just to assist in removing some of that heavy grime, which is perfectly okay because a rinseless wash doesn't mean that it's necessary a product by itself. Rinseless just simply means that you don't have to rinse the product off once you're done actually washing your vehicle. In this case, we were presented with a vehicle with heavy contaminants, and so when it comes to a pre-treatment using Hero, it's totally fine to use that. Pressure wash is going to help knock off all the heavy dirt, which then allows us for a safer hand contact wash, which is what we're going to do. We are utilizing the Rag Company's USS sponge. I really like this sponge as well because it's got really cool noodles in here that trap heavy dirt and heavy grime. When you release this back into the same wash bucket to rinse it off, which is perfectly fine, you don't need a 2-bucket method for rinseless wash. It's simply going to release all the contaminants picked up and drag it down to the bottom of the dirt trap. Rinseless wash is designed to do that. Once you put it back in the same bucket with the same solution, rinseless wash is going to keep pulling and pulling that dirt down until it hits the bottom, and it's not going to contaminate your clean solution. So let's dunk that in here, squeeze some product out. That's perfect right there, just to the point where it's just slightly dripping. And we can proceed with the actual wash. All right, so we're gonna start right here, start washing. Now I'm not applying too much pressure because there is no need to. Let the chemical work for you. You're just simply helping it with some mechanical motions. Making my way down. Don't forget the crevices around here. Make sure I get all the contaminants off. Squeeze the product out, and we're good. Up next, let's just grab a drying towel, plop it right on, and dry the heck out of this car, all right? We're just gonna dry it with the Rag Company's Liquidator. This is an 1100 GSM towel, 70-30 blend, Korean fibers, twist loop, so you know this is gonna do some serious drying onto the panels. Now, side note here, as you may have noticed, we did not do the tires and the wheels, and that's because for demonstration purposes, we weren't just gonna hit it, but if you were to do a full-on rinseless wash along with the paint and things like that, not only will you have the USS sponge as your wash media for the paint, but you would probably have 4 separate microfiber towels that are edgeless 500s as well, GSM 500s, just so that you can actually get into the rims, you can clean the tires, but in this case, we weren't gonna do that. We're just focused on the paint right now. Let's plop the towel up, lay it on, and just gently pull. And then gently pull from there. Open up the towel, plop it right onto the windshield, and then pull. Again, I'm not putting a lot of pressure in, just letting the towel do the job. And simply dry. All right, so there you have it. Hero Rinseless Wash has performed amazing on the other panels. But now the question is, when do I come in with a waterless wash? Of course, waterless wash is going to apply in the previously mentioned scenarios. And in this case, we have a panel here that is not too dirty. I don't see quite a bit of heavy grits. There are some stains, there are some salt stainings here, some grime, some dirt. And this is where Adapt comes in. ADS's waterless wash. Now, this is going to have some more surfactants, more encapsulation, more lubrication than Hero, because you are only relying on a microfiber towel to clean all this off. So you need the extra protection, lubrication, cleaning power. Not to mention that this is also going to have some gloss enhancers. You can certainly give it a good wash, add a little bit of gloss if you're going to a car show, and it's gonna have some SiO₂ properties as well to add a little bit of protection. Meaning this can be used as a drying aid, a quick detailer, and you can even use it in your interiors as well. Multiple purposes for this, and it's a versatile product. But in this case, we're gonna use this panel here. First things first, we're just gonna soak up the panels. Now I am generously applying a good amount, not an overwhelming amount, because I do see that there are still some heavier contamination. I'm gonna let that sit for a little bit, let it eat away at some of the grime. In the meantime, we're simply going to lightly dampen our towel. You'll notice that when I use this towel, I'm not going in circular motions. I'm actually gonna go in straight lines. I'm gonna do what's called the rolling technique, where once I get to an end of a panel, I'm just simply going to roll and flick. That way I'm not pushing the dirt onto the next panel. Some basic guidelines to follow when you're using waterless washes: just don't use it in direct sunlight or when the surface is hot. You are gonna see the product steam, it's gonna etch, it's gonna stain, and now you have a new problem to deal with. So make sure you're in a controlled environment, you're working in ideal conditions. So we've let this sit for a little bit now. Holster that like a cowboy. We're gonna simply go with the rolling technique. So as I hit an edge, I'm simply going to flick out like that. Now the lower I get, I'm gonna get closer to heavier contamination. I'm gonna flip to the dry side and lightly dampen with product. Start on this side, and as I hit the end, flick. Again, I'm not using a lot of pressure with this process. I'm letting the chemical work for me. One of the things that I like to point out is that these products do smell really, really good. It really adds into the experience. And there you have it, the answer to the most frequently asked question that we get: what is the difference between a rinseless wash and a waterless wash? Now, just to recap, the rinseless wash is your heavy hitter. This is simply what's going to knock off all the heavier grime, something that looks really bad from what we did. And the lower rocker panels in conjunction with water, this is gonna be a perfect solution to do a full-on contact wash. If you're in a pickle and you're trying to get to a car show, or you have light contamination, that's when ADAPT comes into play. It's more of a quick and easy solution to use. Instead of having to bring out Hero Rinseless Wash with a bucket and some water, you can just go straight to ADAPT. This is gonna have a little bit more surfactants, a little bit more lubrication, a little bit more encapsulation power, because again, you are just utilizing it with a towel, whereas Hero, you can use it with a dedicated rinseless wash sponge. You can find these products at tocsupplies.ca. Very good products, they smell good, and I hope you're gonna enjoy them as well. I'm Josh, and I'll be seeing you soon. Now, this is the secret weapon into rejuvenating your so-called dead coating. Is my coating dead? Now, there's a few factors that you want to